a variety of both Brian May guitars and Burns of London guitars. So the first one I wanted to show you is this one that I brought. It's signed by Brian. You'll notice it's signed in black. Brian now is signing everything with a silver Sharpie because it stands out a lot more. I think this is like one that he signed for me because this is one that Barry Morehouse brought over for me. And I just don't think Brian had signed a lot of those guitars up till this point. So this guitar dates back probably 8 or 9, 10 years ago. Okay. This one is the beginning of the entire line, I think. I'm not positive. But you'll notice it's got the Burns of London on the headstock, and on the back of it, there's nothing. So it's not labeled as a prototype, there's no serial number on it, and so that's why I think that what they really tried to do was build the guitar, and you got to remember, this wasn't Brian May building them, it was Burns of London building the guitars. And I believe that they tried to build the guitar, and then they gave it to Brian, and then they tried to figure out, Brian wasn't happy with it, so they had to go back. And eventually they ended up making 22 different prototypes of this guitar. So that's why I think, and I'm not positive, but I believe that this is the very first one that they ever made, and it was the original prototype. The next one that I have, this actually came out of Pete Maladrone's collection. And on the back of it, you'll notice it says BHM sample. And what they used this guitar basically for was, it was a sample guitar that Pete had in his collection that whenever they would go out and do trade shows in Europe, this was the guitar that they would use. This guitar was the guitar that they brought over in 2002 to the NAMM show in Anaheim, California. And this one has an early serial number on it. It's BHM 0958. And again, you'll notice it's got all Burns on it. So on the pickups, they say Burns Trisonic. Brian's name is nowhere on it. The tremolo is a Burns Deluxe tremolo on it, and it still has the Burns name on the headstock. So this is the one that I originally saw that got me involved with Brian May's guitar. Next, this is, I believe that this is another prototype guitar, but I'm not exactly positive that it is. And the reason why, it's got all of the Burns markings on it, and it's got Burns on the headstock. You'll notice, let's see if I don't know if I can do that, right? It's got a serial number of BHM 0001. So to me, this is kind of, if it's not the very first production guitar, it's I believe the first or second prototype guitar, and it's where they started actually putting serial numbers on the guitars. This one is another Burns guitar, and you'll notice on this one it's clearly labeled as a Burns prototype. So it's the serial number on this is BHM 002, and then it's labeled prototype. So this, we know that it's a prototype because it says one, as opposed to that first one, which has no markings at all on it. And this would have been the second guitar then that they would have used. And I believe that that one is the first one, then came the green one, and then this one came after. Yeah, so this one is clearly labeled BHM 002 prototype.
Well, I was going to say was that,
so let's see, I don't know if they can see that or not.
So you're going to get a sound.
You think that's a two-piece neck on that prototype, or do you think it's a one-piece?
I think it's a one-piece neck. This is another one which could have been before the ones that they had actually labeled prototypes. And the reason why is this one has BHM on the headstock.
Right.
It's got Brian's initial in script right there, which is very unusual, right? And the serial number on this one is, it's not BHM, it's simply BM 0002. So the markings have changed between BHM and BM. whether or not they put his middle initial in there. This one has this nice natural finish to it, right?
Yes.
And again, actually this one had to have come later because you'll notice that it says Brian May
Signature on the pickup side.
Okay, the next one, again, now these are the prototypes that are in the lineup that have BHM and then they're numbered with 3 digits. So this is BHM 003 and it's clearly also labeled as a prototype. And this one is kind of this 3-tone burst on it. So it's got this sort of yellow, red to black on it. And again, it's got Burns and the pickups on it also say Burns Trisonic. So again, Brian's name is nowhere on this, and it's got the black pickups, or the black switches on it. This one is labeled, again, BHM 010, and it's clearly labeled as a prototype. Okay? So, and this one also has kind of that 3-tone burst, but it's got a lot more red in this one than the other one does. Okay? And again, the pickups on here are just straight Trisonics with the black switches. This one is a guitar that I got from Barry Morehouse. It was a one-off of a quilted maple that they were thinking about doing and then they never decided to do. But you can see right here where they tried to match it. So it's not a perfect book matched set guitar.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And this one, again, you'll notice it has no markings and no serial number because it was one of those that they were using just simply as, you know, as their trial pieces. And they told me that they would oftentimes do that, is they would try something out and they wouldn't mark it, and so you have to sort of be careful about those things. This one is another one of the different ones. I'm not quite sure when this one was made, so you'll notice that it's not a Burns guitar, it's a Brian May guitar. And I believe that this one was made for the Queen's 50th celebration, the Jubilee.
Yeah.
And the reason why is the back of the serial number on this one says BHM 001G. And I believe that they made 50 of these, and there's a guy on eBay now that has number 11 that he's trying to sell for $2,000. But this is the first of the line in those. And the idea behind this one is that it would be gold with all gold hardware and gold tuning pegs. This just came from NAMM of this year. And according to Barry, they haven't shipped any of these to the US. So this is the Frank guitar, and I've got 2 more of these on order that are coming in. This is a Red Rhapsody guitar. Yeah. And these come in a variety of different colors. It's basically an acoustic version of the Red Special. So you'll see how deep the body is on it. It's got a Fishman pickup inside of it to pick up. And Brian May's signature on it is smaller, and it's in mother of pearl. And then this is the Mini May, which is basically a travel version or a kid's version of Brian May's guitar. And these are made in China. There's no serial number on these things. And they've got just a single Burns pickup in it. Actually, no. This is an unlabeled pickup. Okay. This is the Brian May bass, which I don't know how many of you ever seen these or not, but again, it's got, you know, these big tuning pegs on it for to handle the bass guitar, and it's again made in the same Korean factory. It's got these 2 different pickups on it, and this one actually has a pickup cover over it, whereas this one is inset into the body, and then there's 3 knobs on it. I think it's 2 volumes and 1 tone. This, I had 2 different bursts that I was going to bring, but I ran out of room. This is a gold, what they call honey burst. And I don't think they're making this one right now. So they're making the regular 3-tone burst version, but this one has gold hardware on the knobs, gold screws and gold tuning pegs on it. This one is all black. This is the one that they call the Metal May. Metal May. So it was supposed to be the one for fans of heavy metal music that wanted to play a Brian May guitar. Kirk Hammett of Metallica, I know, owns one of these, and it's got black hardware all throughout, and the black scratch plates on it. This one is called Windermere Blue, and Windermere, I believe, is a lake or a county in this is where we need our friends from the UK. But anyways, it's got this deeper tone blue. There's also a light baby blue color that came with a pearloid scratch plate set, and it had chrome hardware also. So you'll notice this one's got chrome hardware on it. And this one also has the white switches. This one is one that they also sell, although I've just changed this for a customer. So normally this comes with a gold scratch plate set for here, and up here on the truss rod cover. And I had a customer that wanted black, and so Woody helped me out by getting me the black set. But this is what it looks like, which I kind of like better than with the gold scratch plates. It's too much gold on it. And that's everything that I got. So I welcome you guys if you guys want to look at these, or you want to see if you can tell some of the differences between them. There's a lot of history up here in how the commercial versions of the Brian May guitar came to fruition. So, and one of the things that I'm just happy about is that they're still making it and still selling it, and it's where it belongs in Brian's hands. So if Brian is unhappy with something, it's really, it's all in his control that he can do whatever he wants with it at this time. So, okay, thanks you guys.